Good evening. And the breaking news from Nagpur is that India have picked their number 3 for the T20I series, at least for the first couple of matches or 3 matches against New Zealand. At the pre-match press conference, Captain Suryakumar Yadav confirmed that Ishan Kishan would be batting at number 3. Now, once Tilak Varma was ruled out for at least for the first 3 matches, and Tilak Varma underwent a procedure for an injury in the groin area, and during the Vijay Hazare Trophy, and he underwent a procedure in Rajkot, and that ruled him out of the first 3 matches of this T20I series against New Zealand. That is starting here tomorrow. So at that point, the Indian team management decided that Ishan would be batting at number 3. Now, just a few days back, the selectors added Shreyas Iyer to the squad for the first 3 matches. Now, given Shreyas Iyer's batting pedigree as a batsman and his experience, I mean, it's an obvious question whether Shreyas Iyer would automatically come into the fold, into the playing 11 fold. And that question was asked to Surya at the pre-match press conference, but he made it amply clear. No, Ishan Kishan would be batting at number 3 with an eye on the upcoming T20 World Cup. He said Ishan is coming back to the Indian team after a long time, and he needs that bedding in period. And he is part of the World Cup squad. So we need to give him time to bed in, and that is why Ishan will bat at number 3. If it were number 4 or number 5, it would have been different. But at number 3, in Tilak Varma's absence, it will be Ishan Kishan. He ruled the absence of Tilak Varma. Surya ruled the absence of Tilak Varma and Washington Sundar. He said, yes, unfortunately, we'll miss them, but injuries are part of any sportsman's career, and this is an opportunity for someone else, and that someone else is Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan, if he scores runs, and that would augur very well for the Indian team ahead of the World Cup. Now, coming to Surya, you have to keep in mind that he has been going through an elongated follow period. Over the last 1 year, he has scored runs at an average, in this format, at an average of 14.03. And not many months ago, he was the best T20 batsman in the world. So he asked him, see, Surya, you are batting well at the nets, but out there in the middle, there is a run drought. Do you need to do things differently to get back to form? He said, no, I stick to the method that has yielded results over the last 3-4 years. So at this stage of my career, I'm not going to change things. I'll stick to that. And if that gives me runs, great. Otherwise, I will go back to the drawing board. So everything combined, he is very clear. Surya's pressure, absolutely no pressure. He is in a very jovial mood at the press conference, joking with the reporters. Resorting to banters, stuff like that. And Surya has always been like that. He is a happy-go-lucky type of person. Surya was asked about the New Zealand winning the ODI series, and he said, see, this is a different format. We have been doing very, very well in this format in T20Is, and we'll back our strengths. It's a different series. Something similar was said by New Zealand captain Mitchell Santner also, because of late, if you see, New Zealand have become India's biggest bogey team, and will that give them a psychological edge going into this series? Mitchell Santner said, no, I don't think there would be any psychological edge, because it's a different series and different team, and India have been a super team. So it will be an excellent preparation for us for the T20 World Cup, but I don't think we'll have any psychological edge. See, that number 3 position is one that had a bit of a question mark after Shreyas Iyer's return to the fold. But now Surya has made it clear the T20 11 sort of picks itself. I don't say Kuldeep Yadav will play. Varun Chakrabarty and Akshar Patel will be India's 2 frontline spinners. This pitch VCA stadium pitch has a bit of grass cover. Surya made a tongue-in-cheek comment at the press conference saying, बहुत ही हरा भरा है, सिर्फ संतरा नहीं है. You know the Nagpur is the orange city, but yes, but don't be afraid. It's not going to assist lateral movement. That grass cover is basically to bind the topsoil, and it will ensure even bounce the ball will nicely come into the bat, and the play and the batsman would be able to play their shots. So this is, I would say, this is going to be a good T20 pitch. Now coming to that thing about India's spin bowling in the ODI series, we saw India's frontline spinners Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav were outbowled by their New Zealand counterparts. Here it is completely different. Varun Chakrabarty's presence in that spin bowling lineup, I mean, it changes the entire dynamics, and he will be complemented by Akshar Patel. Then you have Jasprit Bumrah. Jasprit Bumrah means you have the possibility of taking wickets up front. Your death overs is secured, your death overs are taken care of, and if your captain needs a wicket in the middle overs, he can always bring Jasprit Bumrah back into the attack for 1 over. Hardik Pandya is back. Hardik Pandya means the balance, a genuine all-rounder. So Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, up front Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, India in T20 eyes are a gun team. And yet, Gautam Gambhir would be under a bit of pressure. India cannot afford to lose. I'm not saying India are going to lose this series, and given India's strength in this format, India might lose the odd game, but I mean, this team is unlikely to hit a slump. But Gautam Gambhir, we don't want to go into the backstory of India losing to New Zealand, suffering a home series whitewash against New Zealand last year, and losing that ODI series against a depleted New Zealand side. But maybe the way things have been happening, Gautam Gambhir, it is about the T20 World Cup and India's preparation for the ICC showpiece has reached home stretch. So it is about the T20 World Cup. If India, from Gautam Gambhir's point of view as the head coach, India need to do well at the World Cup. Nobody will remember what you have done in the bilateral series. For the record, India haven't lost a T20I series at home since 2019. India haven't lost a T20I series since 2023. But nobody will remember the bilateral series. At the World Cup, which is less than a month away, India will have to deliver. And Gautam Gambhir is under pressure as a test coach. ODIs, he has lost 3 ODI series after after Gautam Gambhir took charge. India lost 3 ODI series, 1 in Sri Lanka, 1 in Australia, and now the home series against New Zealand. But in the T20 format, India have been flawless. So this run should continue, and this run should continue at the World Cup. India cannot afford to lose. India cannot afford to have a slip up at the World Cup, and for that, some areas need to be looked into, especially fielding. If you go back to the Test series against England in the summer in England, India dropped 23 catches. Then at the Asia Cup in September, India dropped 12 catches. And one of the reasons why India lost the T20I series, ODI series against New Zealand was that they dropped seaters. India cannot do those slip ups. And this series is their opportunity to do the course correction, because India need to be absolutely on top of their game fielding wise at the World Cup, where they will face tougher teams in the knockouts in the semi-final, and if they qualify for the final, then in the final. So all combined, Indian team have started their training session on the match day. It is not an optional practice session. Players are out. They are going through their paces. Everything combined, the stage is set. The home stretch of India's preparations for the World Cup, is here. And over the next 5 matches, India will fine-tune things before going into the World Cup. This is Shamik Chakrabarty on behalf of Revsportz from Nagpur.